So finding your place on the mat. Tadasana, mountain pose, palms forward. Just find your center. Find your alignment. I like to rock forward and back a little bit. Just kind of feel the middle of my feet. Press through the floor, press through the earth, and feel the rise. So a lot of times we'll say root down to rise up. And then as you inhale, take your arms up over your head. Exhale as you press down, lift your heels off the floor. See if you can balance. When your arms come back up, heels go down. And then as you exhale, heels come up. Good, keep going. Inhale and exhale. So inhale, hands are moving upward, heels are down. Exhale, hands are moving downward, heels are up. Let's do one more. Inhale and exhale. Good, lower the heels. Sit back in a little squat and then stand and raise the arms. Sit down in a little squat, stand and raise the arms. So a little sweeping motion here. When you're sitting in that little chair, try to remember to keep the weight a little bit back in the heels. So you're sweeping forward and you're sweeping outward. Just check in with your shoulders. How are they feeling today? What's going on? Good, last time. End with the hands outward. I want you to shift your weight to your right leg. Try not to hinge your hip outward and lift your left foot off the floor. Balancing, breathing. Now from here, take this same leg and go out to the side, land and touch your leg, and then either come up here, tapping the toe, or lift the knee, or both. So land and lift. Whoop. And land and lift. And land. So it's okay to tap your toe. It's early in the morning here. I actually literally just got up about a half hour ago. And land. Or you can tap and then try. Land. We're trying to find the edge. Last time we're going to balance here. Whoop, whoop. Flip your palms over your palms to the sky. And if you feel stable, you can see I'm a little wobbly this morning. Reach your arms up over your head. Good. Now I'm just going to shift. You stay right where you are. Okay. We're going to take the leg behind you and send the arms back. Take an inhale here, big reach. Find the lunge, belly draws in, heart opens, interlace your fingers behind you and draw the arms down the body. Big inhale here. Good, exhale, come to center and pause. Starting again, feet in neutral, Tadasana. Inhale, sit down and up. Same thing we did before. These are just warm-up moves, getting you in your body. Move in a way that helps your body feel nice and fluid. Remember, we're working with freedom and flow. So sitting, arms forward, standing, arms out. Arms can be straight out to your side or slightly forward, depending on your shoulders. Okay, pause here. Shift your weight into your other leg and see if you can balance. And just check in. Now from here, take that wide step out, touch your leg, and then come up, either tap or try to balance. If you've been up for a while, the balance might be easier. Might be harder or easier on one side. So tippy toe tap, maybe knee lift. Just find it a little easier on this side for me. Up, down, up, down, up. One more time. Down, up. Now pause here. See if you can balance. Remember, your toe can be on the floor. Turn the palms up. See if you can rise the arms up. Staying with the balance. And now send this foot back and bring your arms back. Take a deep breath, inhale, rise up, version of warrior one. So your heel is off the floor here. Interlace your fingers behind you, draw the hands down, lift the heart. So a little bit of balance happening, little sway maybe. Good, release your hands, stepping forward and come back to Tadasana. Good, roll the shoulders. All right, so I'm gonna change my position here, come to the end of my mat. I want you to start with your first leg. So it was your left if you did mine. We're going to take a step back and then we're going to come forward. Take a step back and come forward. So keep moving your legs and then start the arms, reaching forward and back. So nothing hard. Again, just looking for flow, freedom, ease of movement. Good, last couple. We played with this last week, so we'll play with it again today. Keep your leg back behind you. Keep your arms where they are. Front leg's going to stay bent. Take the arms out to the side for better balance. Lean forward and shift off this back leg. Keep the leg that you're standing on bent. Land the back leg and come back up and reach. Lower, bring the arms out to the side for better balance. Reach. Land and up. So if you're a little bit stronger, you can take your arms out in front of you, keep them out in front of you and lift the back leg. Taking the arms out to the sides a little easier. Land, reach. Good. Stay here. Take your back heel and land it on the floor so you're in a traditional warrior one pose. Straighten your front leg and lean halfway down. Arms are alongside your body. Just a moment here to stretch the front leg. Keep your front leg hip back. I want you to actually think about this back, front leg hip moving backward to the wall behind you. Good. Sweep the arms up, soften the knee, and exhale, come to center. Take a breath here. Realign yourself. And then we start again. So stepping back and coming forward. Stepping back and coming forward. When you're ready, add the arms and forward. Now I want you to remember what leg you were on. All right, so I'm going to end up on my other leg behind me. So here we go. Inhale, rise up, keeping the front leg bent. Exhale, arms out to the side for better balance. Lean forward, shift off your back leg. Keep the standing leg bent. Land, sweep up. Remember, you can use your arms out to in front of you also if you have a little better balance. If your knees don't like this bent leg position, keep your back foot on the floor and just lean forward, because what I'm really getting you to do is try to work this front leg. So with your foot on the floor or not, doesn't matter. Land, inhale, rise. Now put your back heel on the floor, straighten your front leg and hinge forward. Take a moment here. Your front leg hip, the outer hip crease moves to the wall behind you. Take a big, deep breath. And as you exhale this time, soften your front knee, bring your hands to the mat and come back into plank pose. Knees can be down on the floor. Knees can be up. Make sure all your fingers are open and press your fingertips into the mat like you're trying to grip it. Nice and strong. First plank pose. Take a breath. Now exhale, knees down, everyone. Keep your elbows by your side. Slide to the floor and slide back up. Go ahead and find downward facing dog. Once you're in downward facing dog, take those 3 breaths. And then I want you to find your way to the top of your mat. I need to get my weights. I forgot them. Once you're at the top of the mat, inhale, come halfway up, lengthen the spine. Exhale all the way down, and then inhale all the way to standing. Palms come together, hands come to the heart. Breathe. All right, good morning. Let's pick weights up if you're using them. If you're not going to use them, what you might want to try is don't squeeze your hands hard, but hold your hands in a fist to intend your muscles to get a little bit more active. When your hands are open, the muscles don't contract as much. If you want to hold anything, it will help you do that. It doesn't have to have weight to it. All righty, let's start from the beginning. If you want, when we're in these squat moves, we're not going to be here too long, but you can always use the block, remember? So arms are down by your side. So you're going to squat and sit and stand and open. And squat and sit and stand and open. Now, if you want to play, when you stand and open, you can lift your heels. Sit and squat, stand and lift your heels if you want to play. If you want to flow. Good. Let's do two more here. And up and down and up. Good. Bring your weights to your chest. Lower your heels if you lifted them. Come onto your right leg and lift your left. So here we go with that little balance move here. So we're going to step out to the side, touch the leg or touch the floor. Come back up, tap or lift. Down, tap or lift. And you might find that this side's a little easier, or this round, I should say, is a little easier because your body did it once already. Down, up. Last two, up. One more. Hold here. Now I'm going to turn. You stay right where you are. And then take your back leg, your lifted leg up. Doing that high lunge. Adding here, whatever leg you have behind you, put both weights in your hand. Drop your hand to the floor. Keep your back heel lifted. We're going to curl and land. Simple movement, nothing hard. Keep your back leg nice and straight. Now I'm going to give you an option. You're welcome to try it or not. So you're going to take the hand to the shoulder, push it over your head. Okay, shoulders, if there's a little clicking or it feels a little restricted, please don't do that part. Up, your hand's going to move and rotate naturally, so let it do that. Up. Okay, last one. Bring your hands to your chest, weights to your chest. Lean forward. We did this once before. You can stay here or you can shift and lift off your back leg. Keep the standing leg bent. Breathing. Good. Bring the back leg forward and come to standing. Starting again. Hands down by your side. Bringing your hips back and your arms forward and out. And again, if you want to play, the heels can come off the floor with your arms open. So you can use weights or not. You've got a lot of body weight going on here, so body weight movement, I should say. And that in itself will strengthen your body. Last two. Try to breathe through your nose. Good. Release your hands. Bring your hands to your chest. Shift your weight to your other leg and balance on now your right. Or balancing on your left, lifting your right. From here, step out to the side. Land knee, shin, or floor. Come back up, tap your toe or lift. So land, lift. So find your way into your balance and your flow. If you feel like you're going to fall down, keep your toe on the floor. Down, tap. Either way. Down, tap. Let's do one more. Down. Now, if you're here, try to lift your leg off the floor. Then we're going to take the leg back behind us, reach back into that high lunge, and put both weights in your now other hand. So your legs are going to stay quiet. Land, curl. So staying stable, core body's engaged. Front knee, if it's bothering you, move it back behind your ankle. All right, add the overhead movement if you like. Push. If you're not doing overhead, just continue doing the curls. Up, push, down. Good. Up, push. Finding that flow, that ease and freedom of movement, even though you're balancing and steady. Okay, this time bring your hands to your chest. Keep your weights close to your body. Shift your body forward. Stay here or shift. Take your back leg off the floor. Press that back leg straight. Keep the leg you're standing on bent. Breathe. Now take your back leg to your front leg and come to standing. Stay at the end of your mat. We're going to sit down in a deep squat. Hands are together. Weights are in both hands. You're going to push overhead. Bring the weights behind you. And come back down. Push. And come back down. See if you can touch your elbows to your thighs or knees. And keep your hips below your head. See if that's a possibility. I always joke about this particular squat movement because we're all women. We all know how to do hovering over the toilet, right? When we're in a public restroom. So that's the movement, that low seat. Last two. And then we're going to stay up. Bring your hands behind your head and push. Now what I want you to do is keep your arms right by your side. Push. Side of your head. Push. Draw your energy into the legs by pretending you have a block between them and squeeze your legs. Draw the belly in. Heart open. Last two. One more. And now bring your weights down. We're going to put them down on the floor. So soften your knees, land them down, plant your hands, plank pose. We did this once already. Tailbone down. Now I want you to just shift your weight from one hand to the other. Don't pick your hand up, but just shift yourself. See what it feels like in your shoulders. Breathing. And then find center, allow the knees to land. 2 push-ups this time. Graze your body with your elbows. 1, down, up, and then downward facing dog. If you want a little extra here, you can take one leg and lift it up, pressing down the standing foot. And when you're done, make sure you do the other leg. You can just hang out in dog pose too, that's fine. And then take a walk to the top of your mat. Stand forward fold, inhale, come halfway up. Exhale all the way down. Inhale all the way to standing. Palms come together. And then pause. Now, a thing to play with here, because we're using the weights and moving the arms, is the positioning of your rib cage. So if you have a tendency to drop your rib cage, your shoulders are going to be forward. It's going to be harder for you to move. That movement where I say, when your thumbs come to your skin here, slide your skin up and notice how that intentionally lifts your rib cage without pushing this forward. And then your shoulders, when you drop your arms, are now resting in a much better place. The default is that we push the ribs forward without having any awareness to the shoulders. And I'm just saying that because when I see people move, I do it myself. We have this tendency to be a little down just because we live in the world. All right, weights or not, next round. We're going to take a wide stance. And your feet are forward, right? Your toes are forward. I want you to spin your left foot towards the end of your mat and your right heel back, and find a nice long warrior stance. It's longer than what you would normally do. This in itself is good strengthening for the legs. Now come forward onto your elbow. So you're in what we call side angle. Okay, your body looks like an angled line, yeah? We're gonna take both weights in one hand and we're gonna drop it to the floor and row back towards your ribs. Notice your shoulder come forward, notice your shoulder come back. So I'm not changing my legs. I'm only moving my upper body, and I'm resting on this arm, making it just a little bit more available to me to pay attention to this moving arm. And back and down. Good. One more time. Now what I want you to do is stay here, slide your elbow a little bit forward and bring your hand to your shoulder, palm up. You're going to keep your body still and just extend your elbow and then in. Extend your elbow. And again, if you're not using weights, make a fist with your hand and intend to work the arm a little bit more. Right now, the focus is on biceps and triceps, and your shoulders are being static or still. In, back, last two, in, back, and in. Now just set your weights down for a second. Bring your fingertips on the floor and try to straighten this front leg. Back heel is still on the floor, breathing. Now turn your feet forward so that you're facing the long edge of your mat. Nice, long, wide stance. Take a breath. Exhale, fold forward. Bend your left knee. Feel the stretch in your right inner thigh, and then bend your right knee. And then come to standing. All right, now pick your weights up. You're going to keep this wide stance if you can. Soften your knees and come halfway up so your body's parallel to the floor. Weight in each hand now. Arms open, arms crisscross. Arms open, arms crisscross. And try to change the cross of your arms every time you go. All right, sit bones go to the wall behind you, crown of the head goes to the wall in front of you, knees are soft or even bent. Arms come out laterally away from the body. Try not to put this in your neck. If it's in your neck, don't go as high. Last two. Last one. All right, keep your arms where they are and stand up. Walk your heels a little closer just so you're balanced. Now point the other foot to the end of your mat and the back heel moves to the wall behind you, and then find that wide warrior stance. 2 weights in one hand, come down on your forearm. Make sure that you don't look like you're bent like triangle. You want this hip down. From here, touch the floor and bring it up to your ribs. And I want you on purpose to let the shoulder come forward and then on purpose pull the shoulder back so that we get the whole upper torso involved here. Strong back leg. Don't forget about your back leg. Down, up, down, strong core, up, down, up. Last time. Now hold the arm up, slide the elbow slightly forward so that your hand can get by your shoulder. And you're going to extend your arm and bring it back to your shoulder. Try to keep the arm parallel with the floor. Ideally, your shoulder's still in your back. And in and out. Nice, strong, purposeful action with freedom and flow. So the weight should not be so hard that you don't know how many of these I'm going to do. And you can just keep going. okay? But I don't want it so easy that it's not going to do you any good. One more time. All right, just set your weights down for a second. Fingers on the floor. Straighten your front leg as much as you can. Now everybody's different here. My legs are a lot longer than my torso, so ideally I'd love to have blocks, but we're not there. Soften your front knee and turn now so that you're at the length of your mat. Adjust your feet. Bend your right knee. Feel the stretch on your straight leg side. And then bend the other leg. And then come to center. Soft knees, pick up your weights and bring your body halfway up again. So you're parallel to the floor. Your hips and your shoulders and your head are all parallel. So last round here, up, crisscross, up. And notice how I'm not trying to fly through this real fast. I'm taking my time. I want my muscles to work through the whole range of motion. And cross, and up, and cross, and up, and cross. Nice fluid flow. Last two. One more. All right, now instead of coming up, I want you to put your weights down. Take an inhale here. Exhale, fold all the way down. Let your head release. And then find the top of your mat. So you're going to pivot to the short edge of your mat and step back, downward facing dog. If you want the extra, the one leg comes up. And then make sure you do the other leg. And then find both feet for downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward to your plank pose. Remember your fingers. If you use your fingers in plank pose or even in any pose, your arms will work more. That's what I was saying to you earlier. Knees down, 3 push-ups. Down and up. Down and up. One more. And then a little cheat. I want you to come all the way to the floor. Slide your feet back behind you and slide your arms so that your forearms and elbows are on the floor, right next to you. Forehead touches. Press through your feet so your kneecaps are no longer touching the floor. I want you to inhale, lift your chest, head, and one leg. Keep your elbows down for the moment. Lower down. Head, chest, and other leg. Inhale up. Exhale down. Keep the leg that's on the floor active by pushing into the toes or the toenails. And you'll know you're doing it because you can feel your kneecap lift. Now, if you feel like you want to, you can just lift head, chest, and let your elbows float off the floor. That gives you a lift a little bit higher. It's not necessary at all. It really depends on your range of motion. So elbows down or elbows float, either way. Lift, lower, and lift, and pause. Good. Slide your hands right next to your rib cage. Squeeze your elbows towards your midline. Push yourself up in one straight line and go back to downward facing dog. Come forward to your plank pose. Walk your feet a little wider and take your heels to the left. Now this is where that weight shifting comes in handy. Notice how your weight shifted more to your left arm. You can, if you like, take your right arm off the floor and reach yourself up to the sky in Vastisthasana, side plank pose. Lower down, Come back to center. Same thing other side. So let your heels go the other way. One foot should be in front of the other. Notice the weight shift into your right hand more, and then maybe the left arm wants to come up. Breathing. Lower. Come back. Downward facing dog. Remember, if you soften your knees, you're going to get more out of your lengthen your spine, which is the point here. And then lower your knees to the mat. We're going to come up into kneeling. Come up into kneeling. So toes turn under, tailbone drops down, core body lifts up, arms are down by your side. We're going to take them right out in front of us. Don't have weights in your hands at the moment. So I want you to keep this going, this tailbone and this belly idea. One back body goes down, front body comes up, and you're going to lean back in a straight line. I want you to go to wherever you can go. Everybody's different. You're going to feel it in your quads. And then as you inhale, come up. Exhale, go lean back. And inhale, come up. Now you're welcome to put something under your knees. And if this isn't working for your knees, you get to rest. You can turn your toes flat. Sometimes people like that a little bit more than toes under. I like toes under because it helps. It helps the stretch in the bottom of my feet. And lean back like you're a straight line. And up. Last one, hold here. So core body's lifting. Remember, tailbone's dropping. Breathe. And then release to the floor. Yikes. Take your right foot forward. Take your left knee off the floor. Twist open to the right. And then from here, maybe you can straighten this front leg. Or you can put your hand on your thigh and maybe straighten the front leg. So I'm always tighter with this motion because it's an IT band, outer line of the body into the hip. So decide. All right, you don't have to put your hand up. Exhale, lower down. Step forward and switch. Fingers on the floor, rotate open with your bent knee. Notice how easy that feels, and then start to straighten this front leg. Breathing. Again, you can take your top hand, and I like to hook it around the hip crease and push it back like we were doing before, but try to keep your chest moving towards the side wall, not towards the floor. One more breath. Exhale, release, and step back, downward facing dog. One more little sequence. Weights are down on the floor. From downward facing dog, you're going to shift your weight into plank and take a step with your right foot. So your right foot is on the outside of your right hand. Step back. Other foot. Try to bring the foot all the way up to your hands and step back. This time when you step, take your same hand up to the sky. So it's very much what we were just doing. Land, back. Step, twist, land, back. Now what I want you to ask yourself is, are you flowing? Do you feel light in your body? A trick is to keep the core body engaged. That will help you feel light. Step, open. One more. And now start with your right leg stepping forward. Right leg steps forward. Let your back knee land. Move your left hand forward. Take your right arm to the wall in front of you. Feel the hips move forward. From here, take a big swing up and over. Palm to the sky. Let your knee fall open. So the whole leg is moving outward. The inner side of the foot can come off the floor. And if you're really supersonic, you can pick up this back foot. Not me today. Good. Inhale, come back around. Land your hands, pick up your back knee, step back, downward facing, and then step left foot. Land the knee, move your right hand forward and reach your left arm forward. Let your hips come forward towards the front of your mat. Inhale up and around, palm up. Let your left knee open. And if you want, pick up your back heel. Feeling kind of tight this morning, so I'm not doing that one right now. Inhale, come back and around. Land your hands. Lift your back knee. Step back, downward facing. See if your downward facing dog feels any more open. When you're ready, knees on the floor, a little wider, feet together, child's pose, pause. All right, from here, I want you to land on your hip and bring yourself down onto the mat. And if your weights are close to you, we can use them one more time here. So lying on your back, knees bent. And I want you to pick up your hips and reset yourself down so that you feel really neutral. And if you're using weights, pick them up. If not, use the fist idea. Take them up over your chest. So I want you to be clear about your legs because we're going to bring in the lower body. You could even put a block between your legs again if you like, or you could put your legs all the way together. So you're going to open the arms out in the same motion that we were doing when we were upside down. Up, crisscross arms. Up, open out to the walls, crisscross the arms the other way. So there's your motion. When your arms come outward, you have the option of doing bridge pose. So as your arms open, your bridge comes up. Remember, you're not resting on your neck. And when your arms crisscross, your hips come down. Arms open, hips come up. Arms cross, hips come down. Arms open, hips come up. Arms cross. Now you're welcome to, when your hips come up, to come off your heels and come way up onto the balls of your feet. That lifts your hips a little higher. You don't have to do that, just another option. Make sure your knees are moving in a straight line. They're not flaring out to the sides. And if you're lifting the heels and the hips and opening the arms, there's a timing issue. There's a flow happening. Try to make it all work at the same time versus, oh, one thing, then another, then another. The next time your hips come down, stay there. Arms are crossed over your body. Slide your hands toward each other so that the weights of your hands are together. And bring your arms up over your head. So you're going to move the arms back slightly on a little bit of an angle. And then you're going to bend the elbows so that your hands come just above the top of the head. Push. I don't want you to change your upper arms. Keep them on an angle. And you're just bending the elbows and straightening the elbows. We did this when we were standing. Focusing a little bit on the back of the arm. And remember, if you're not using weights, try to tighten your hands. If you're holding them together, you can even clasp them and tighten them and focus on the back of the arm. Breathing. Flow. Last one. And then bring your weights down, set them off to the side. And bring your knees up to your chest. Give them a little hug and kind of adjust yourself on the mat if you need to. And then from here, make yourself into a tabletop. So knees over hips, not towards your chest. And then you can leave your hands on your knees. You can start there or on the backs of your legs. And you're going to take your right leg down and your right arm back.
All right, and what I want you to do is have stability through your core and not arc your back off the floor or obsessively press it into the mat. Come back to center and then let your left hand come off your left leg and spread apart. Now notice how I'm not telling you to come right back because I want you to hang out here for a bit. Come back to center. Now if you're a little bit stronger, your arms are down by your side and you're going to move arm and leg. Right side, same side, not opposites. Come back to center. And then other leg, other arm. So this is not a natural movement for us. We usually always move opposites. So right leg's moving, left arm's moving. That's how we move in our daily movement patterns. So when I'm asking you to do the same arm and the same leg, it can mess with your head a little bit. We're gonna do one more on each side. Again, move in slow motion, hang out there for a bit, really stick it, know that you've got it. Back to center. And it's okay to have your hands on your knee as a little extra support. And come to center. Good, knees to chest. Give them a little hug, a little rock. All righty, left leg goes all the way to the floor, just let it land. Take your opposite hand to your right knee and turn to the left. So I want you to lay on your left side. The knee does not need to touch the floor. It can if you're super flexible. You can also stretch the leg all the way out. Either way. So bent knee, you can see my knee's not on the floor. Straight leg is fine. What I want you to try to do though is bend the bottom leg and grab your foot. So what I like to do in this pose is I hook my hand underneath the lower part of my quadricep right around my knee. And I'm just supporting it there with a little bent leg. And then I, on purpose, push my leg into my hand and I'm kind of resisting. And I do the same thing with the foot so that I've got a little isometric contraction going on. I take a breath and then I relax and see if my body enjoys the stretch. Both shoulders are on the mat. If you can't hold your bottom foot, don't worry about it. It's an extra. One more breath. And then let go of your bottom foot if you're holding it and bring yourself back up to center. Knees to chest. Right leg goes down. Take your right hand to your left knee and rock it all the way over. So you're laying on your right hip. See if your left shoulder can get to the floor. And then you try what I was doing, you know, hand underneath the knee or just stretch the leg out and bend your bottom leg. Grab a hold of that foot. So you're resting on your right hip and right outer thigh. And then try the isometric contraction. Push your leg into your right hand and hold it in place and push your foot into your left hand. And then soften it and see, does anything let go? Breathing. And then after your next exhale, release your foot if you're holding it. Bring your leg back up and bring your knees to your chest. Give it a little rock side to side. And then taking your left leg down, cross your right ankle over your left knee. Bring your legs towards you and give them a hug. Again, I'll give you a little suggestion. Hold your heel of your foot, not your whole foot, the heel. And then I wrap my hand either under my shin or around the outer part of my leg. I like under today. And then I'm going to ask you to stretch the left leg straight up. You can stay here. Or you can let this left leg come all the way down, but don't move your right leg. Right leg stayed exactly where it is. So this is upside down pigeon pose. So if you don't like pigeon, this is an alternative. I did not move my leg or my arms, and I've got my right foot flexed, toes are open. Breathe. Now take your right hand to your right big toe let go of your foot and take it out to the side. So you're in a secondary pose. I've got my wall in my way, so I can't really go all the way down. Left arm down on the floor, left leg down on the floor. Big breath. Good. And then release. Bring your feet back to the center. Readjust if you need to. Cross left ankle over right knee. Lift your leg up. So instead of holding the bottom leg, you can do that. I'm just giving you an alternative, and you can stretch your leg up and stay here. Or you can hold your heel and hold your shin or your outer leg, whichever, and then stay here, or take your leg all the way down, but don't move the one you've got in the air. Once your leg hits the floor, you can reach it a little longer. Make sure your toes are active. This is felt in your hip and buttocks area, not in your knee. Breathing. And then next piece, left hand to left big toe. Let go of your foot and take the leg out to the side. Good. Release your knee, leg, and come back to center. Feet on the floor, knees bent. Pick your hips up. Put your hips back down, knees to your chest. Give them a little hug. All right, last bit here. So knees are bent, feet are going to stay together. Arms are going to be down on your floor, or you can hold the top of your mat. Now, I'm not centered in my mat, but what I'd like you to do if you're going to do that is hold the corners and pull your mat apart so that your shoulders sit on your back properly. When your arms are down, remember it's harder because your shoulders will come forward. One or the other. You're going to take one leg and press it away from you. This is very much what we were just doing a minute ago, and come back to center. And then other leg. And come back to center. So whatever you're doing, your upper body should stay quiet. Okay, shoulders stay flat on the floor. You don't have your back flat on the floor or big arch off the floor. And again, if you're a little bit stronger and you want to try to touch your feet together, two legs come out and two legs come in. Now that might be, yeah, that feels great today. Or that might be, no, I'm not doing that one. Reach. One more time. This is upside down plank pose. All right, so if your legs are down, one leg or two, stay there. See if you can pick your head up, pick your hands up, and look at your feet. So if you've got one leg, it looks like that. So after the next breath, switch your legs if you're on one leg. Last breath. Exhale, lower everything to the mat. All righty. Take a moment. Bend your knees wide apart and go side to side. Little swish. Little swish. Now let your knees go to the right and turn your head to the left. And if your hands are away from your body, I want you to look at your left palm. Okay. And then slowly change sides. Knees go to the left, head goes to the right, and you're looking at your right palm. Knees go to the right, head goes to the left. If your hand is higher, if you've got the freedom and the range in the room, take your hand up higher so that you actually have to look a little higher. And one more time each side. So try not to strain this one, but notice all the places that you can feel action, movement, stretch. And come back to center. Head in neutral, knees to chest. Last rock. All right, moving to Shavasana. Find your way. Remember, if you're warm, if you're in a warm environment, try just to cover a little part of your body up. Maybe it's just your shoulders, maybe it's something over your pelvis, so that your nervous system stays nice and calm. Hopefully the class did a balance of effort and ease so that you don't feel kind of jacked up, but you feel really good because your body did all these different movements. When you're done moving around, take a nice deep breath and let yourself settle in. Take a deeper breath. And allow that breath to move all the way down to the fingers and toes. And gently starting to move the fingers and toes, hands and feet, arms and legs. And as you feel ready, you can bend your knees, roll to a side, and slowly make your way up to sitting. Allow the hands to come to the heart center. Thumbs slide the skin upward, allowing the shoulders to soften. Bow the head. In gratitude for our time together on the mat,
our freedom and flow, and maybe a little sweat. In gratitude for our deep body wisdom and guiding light. May our light always shine brightly, and may you always see the light in each other. Namaste.
Sue, this is Jean. I have a quick question. Hi. I signed on late and I saw the notice about recording.
Mhm.
Can you tell me, are you putting this up for us to use, or?
Yeah, I was going to send it to you if you wanted it.
I would love it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sue, I have a quick question. You mentioned in one of your emails you were sending out short yoga practices. I have so many emails. Did you already send it and I missed the sale?
No.
Okay.
It's coming out on Black Friday. Yeah.
Okay, great.
It's a new 4 bundle videos for Black Friday. So yeah, you didn't miss it. It's
All
coming.
right. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so
Great
much.
class.
Sue.
Good to see you, Annabella.
Have a good day. Thanks.
Bye, Ruth. Bye, Susan.
Bye-bye. Everyone.
Bye-bye, Beth.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
You're welcome.